Hello everybody, Zero here, and welcome to the third episode of my RWBY reaction and analysis series. Last video we checked out the second episode of the show, The Shining Beacon Part 1, where we are briefly introduced to some of our main characters and we start to see them interacting a bit, like Ruby with Weiss and Blake and John and stuff like that. Today, instead, we are checking out the Shining Beacon Part 2, aka the third episode of the show. I'm super excited. Let's immediately get into it. Here we are.
Ruby, over here! I saved you a spot! Oh, hey, I gotta go. I'll see you after the ceremony.
Hey, wait! Great. Where am I supposed to find another nice, quirky girl to talk to?
And there she is.
How's your first day going, little sister? You mean since you ditched me and I exploded? Yikes, meltdown already? No, I literally exploded a hole in front of the school. And there was some fire, and I think some ice. Are you being sarcastic?
She wish you had been sarcastic.
I wish! I tripped over some crabby girl's luggage, and then she yelled at me, and then I sneezed, and then I exploded, and then she yelled again, and I felt really, really bad, and I just wanted her to stop yelling at me. You! Oh god, it's happening again!
You're lucky we weren't blown off the side of the cliff.
Oh my god, you really exploded.
Yes, she really exploded, and hello, Weiss.
It was an accident! It was an accident! What's this?
The Schnee Dust Company is not responsible for any injuries or damages sustained while operating a Schnee Dust Company product.
Remember, guys, it's always the fine print. It's always in the fine print of contracts. By the way, dust for dummies.
Though not mandatory, the Schnee family highly encourages their customers to read and familiarize themselves with this easy-to-follow guide to dust application and practice in the field.
You really want to start making things up to me?
Absolutely.
Read this and don't ever speak to me again.
Look, it sounds like you two just got off on the wrong foot. Why don't you start over and try to be friends, okay? Yeah, great idea, sis. Hello, Weiss. I'm Ruby. Wanna hang out? We could go shopping for school supplies.
Yeah, and we can paint our nails and try on clothes and talk about cute boys like tall, blonde, and scraggly over there.
Well, really?
No.
I'll keep this brief.
He will keep this brief. Okay, Oddpin talk. Let's all hear it.
You have traveled here today in search of knowledge, to hone your craft and acquire new skills.
I think they've traveled there to attend a combat academy to become hunters, but yeah.
And when you have finished, you plan to dedicate your life to the protection of the people. But I look amongst you, and all I see is wasted energy, in need of purpose, direction.
And you will be the one to give them purpose and direction for your objectives, right?
You assume knowledge will free you of this, but your time at this school will prove that knowledge can only carry you so far.
I mean, knowledge will free you from ignorance, but will show you a world where the darkness is much more pervasive and terrifying than what you think it is. That's the whole theme, of the Oddspin plot. Like, Oddspin will withhold information because he thinks that if he gives it to people, people will not have the strength to fight anymore. So yeah, he actually thinks that knowledge is good, or at least that knowledge is necessary. And so he's saying, like, knowledge will not free you from everything. Knowledge will only carry you so far.
It is up to you to take the first step.
You will gather in the ballroom tonight. Tomorrow, your initiation begins. Be ready. You are dismissed.
kind of off. It's almost like he wasn't even there.
I don't know what it means. Like, I didn't see it this way, but maybe it's just thinking. I don't know what the creators of the show intended here. Maybe they intended to show him like kind of too old for his age and thinking like being super hair-headed or thinking about infinite things at the same time, and so he's not there really looking at the class. I interpreted like it's up to you to make the first step, like like as reference or directly like to Ruby, because she needs to be the one to lead everyone and to be the team leader, and he must, have already had that in mind, because he is the one that moved her into Beacon 2 years before time, and I believe this was partly because of the things that happened in the first episode, but also he must have planned it to some degree. So yeah, that's an interesting thing to keep thinking about.
I'm a natural blonde, you know.
It's like a big slumber party. I don't think Dad would approve of all the boys, though. I know I do.
Yeah, she would, but their dad is super overprotective, so yeah, I guess he wouldn't like it.
What's that? A letter to the gang back at Signal. I promised to tell them all about Beacon and how things are going. Aw, that's so cute! Shut up! I didn't get to take my friends with me to school. It's weird not knowing anyone here. What about John? He's nice. There you go, +1 friend. That's 100% increase. Pretty sure Weiss counts as a negative friend. Back to 0. There's no such thing as negative friends. You just made 1 friend and 1 enemy. Look, it's only been 1 day. Trust me, you've got friends all around you. You just haven't met them yet. That girl. You know her? Not really. She saw what happened this morning, but left before I could say anything. Well, now's your chance. Well, wait, what are you doing?
What's that sound?
Hello! I believe you two may know each other.
Aren't you that girl that exploded?
Yeah. My name's Ruby. But you can just call me Crater. Actually, you can just call me Ruby.
Okay.
What are you doing? I don't know, help me. So, what's your name?
Blake.
Well, Blake, I'm Yang, Ruby's older sister. I like your bow.
Thanks.
It goes great with your pajamas.
Right.
I mean, her bow is actually important because it disguises, her Phono's ears. So that's a kind of important thing. The pajama, not so much.
Nice night, don't you think?
Yes, it's lovely. Almost as lovely as this book. That I will continue to read. As soon as you leave.
Yeah, they just didn't cut on with what she was trying to tell them, so she had to literally tell them, just leave and leave me in order to read this book. I want to read this book, and I can relate to that. I'm sometimes in that mood, like I only want to read.
Yeah, this girl's a lost cause. What's it about?
Huh?
Your book. Does it have a name?
Well, it's about a man with 2 souls, each fighting for control over his body.
Oh yeah.
Okay, 2 things here. One, I didn't realize it before, but here they try to build, or they start building, the character of Ruby as in someone that always cares about other, and cares about the other's passions and dreams and interests, even with the little things, Like Yang was like, okay, books, I don't really care about books, even more like here. We are at Combat Academy, I don't care about books. But Ruby is always like, and she's immediately, okay, that book, you like it, what's it about? And she's not asking it because she really cares about the book, but she cares about the person, as in Blake. and what that person likes, and her passions and her hobbies and stuff. And this is this is really cool. And of course, here we learn the book is about a man with two souls, and this can be viewed as a reference to Oddspin, what's happening with Oddspin, and all of that stuff.
Yeah, that's real lovely. I love books. Yang used to read me every night before bed. Stories of heroes and monsters. They're one of the reasons I want to be a huntress.
Why is that? Hoping you'll live happily ever after?
Well, I'm hoping we all will. As a girl, I wanted to be just like those heroes in the books. As someone who fought for what was right and who protected people who couldn't protect themselves.
That's very ambitious for a child. Unfortunately, the real world isn't the same as a fairy tale.
Well, that's why we're here. To make it better. Oh, I'm so proud of my baby sister.
Yeah, and this is very idealistic of her. She will need, her ideals to be challenged time and time again before, she realizes what her dream really entails and what choices you have to make to pursue it. It's not easy at all, and she will find it out, during the course of the series, because Ruby, of course, is the main character. But this is very telling. Like, Yang used to read those books with heroes and stuff, because we know, her mother died. And then she internalized, I want to be a hero, not just like the heroes in those books, like she says here, but because her mother was that hero. And of course, we know from Red Like Roses that she has been hurt by the fact that her mother died, and so she will try everything to like protect anybody from that kind of grief that she experienced. And she doesn't even think about the grief, she tries not to think about the grief, but it is always there.
Cut it out!
I think this is the last bit of 2D animation that we see in RWBY. Yeah, I think this is the last bit of 2D animation.
Well, Ruby, Yang, it's a
What in
pleasure
the
to...
world is going on over here? Don't you realize some of us are trying to sleep? Oh, not you again! Shh, guys, she's right. People are trying to sleep.
Oh, now you're on my side.
I was always on your side. Yeah, what's your problem with my sister? She's only trying to be nice.
She's a hazard to my health.
She's a hazard to my health. I mean, she literally exploded next to her, so... And I think this was everything for this episode. Let's now check the wiki page for episode number 3, The Shining Beacon Part 2. The Shining Beacon Part 2 is the third episode of RWBY Volume 1, which premiered on the Rooster Teeth website on August 1st, 2013. Trivia. Main story. Yang's comment about Blake's bow was intended as a hint at Blake's identity as a Faunus, and it was said during director's commentary. The back of Vice information pamphlet reads, How it's going? So, you're interested in dust. That's cool. I'm noticing that you're not very smart though. Some might say you're a dummy. Probably think you can't use dust. Well, you probably shouldn't, but you're going to anyways. So, if you're going to, you should at least read this pamphlet. That way you won't kill anyone. Probably won't. This is a cool bit of humor. Nice. References. The first half of this episode was the earliest dialogue scene to be animated in Volume 1. Oh, so even before everything from Episode 1. Okay, this is interesting. The book Blake is reading is about two souls fighting for control of one body. This seems to be a reference to The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Robert Louis Stevenson, in which Dr. Jekyll struggles to control himself after creating a split personality Mr. Hyde. While Dr. Jekyll is a kind-hearted doctor, Mr. Hyde is a full-tempered murderer. The two personalities are often in conflict and attempt to contest control of the same body. Fans online transcribed the book from visible screenshots. It is indeed a strange case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, specifically the scene where Dr. Jekyll drinks the potion for the first time. I have read the book. It's a very good classic. I really advise you to read it as well. It's very good. The Vacuum, the 6th episode of RWBY Chibi, jokingly names the book as The Man with Two Souls, and also names its sequel The Man with Two Souls 2, The Man with Four Souls. That's a nice sequel. It is possible that Blake's book may have been foreshadowing Oddspin's own circumstances as revealed in Volume 5's Unforeseen Complication. Yeah, I think that's obvious in hindsight. Others. Ruby's eye mask looks like the eyes of a Beowulf in their whole design, and their pajama shirt has a heart-shaped red Beowulf head on it. That's nice, that's cute. Manga anime, the event of the Shining Beacon Part 2 are retold in Chapter 1 from RWBY the official manga. The event of the Shining Beacon Part 2 made references in This is Beacon from RWBY Ice Queendom. Now, I've also seen that there is a new ending for this episode. It's called Gold. So I've prepared the wiki page for it. So Gold is the ending song for the Shining Beacon Part 2 of RWBY Volume 1 and is incorporated in the RWBY Volume 1 soundtrack. Given Yang Xiaolong's presence on the cover art and the lyrics that suggest protectiveness, it is likely that the song takes her perspective and is expressing her love towards Ruby Rose as a sister. So I think we're gonna be reacting to it immediately. I don't want to check the lyrics before, the reaction. So let's check it immediately. Okay, this is interesting because, of course, as we have just read in the wiki, this is a song from the perspective of Yang, and this is showing her relationship with Ruby as a sister. She says she will do anything for her, she will give her everything she wants, she'll make every one of her dreams come true, and especially here, she will always be the friends she needs, and she will never be far behind. But being far behind means she will push Ruby to do her own experiences, to make her own friends, to make her own, life. But she will always be there watching, ready to intervene or to shield her or to protect her if something goes wrong. I think this we didn't really see this in episode 1. We saw it more in this episode, in episode 3. We didn't see really much in episode 1 and 2, but it's good. I mean, this is a double meaning because it says, okay, don't worry about the dark, and even if everything falls, the moon starts to crumble, I will be there to protect you. I will be there to bring back the light in your life. This is a problem because, this is not a problem. This is a sign of a very strong relationship and the fact that Yang is overprotective on Ruby. But this is a problem when the dark is too strong and she will not be strong enough or, fast enough, or you cannot be that good to save Ruby if everything else starts crumbling, because you also have to save yourself, and sometimes the evil is just too much. Also here it says, I will burn like the sun, that will keep you safe and warm. It also means that, yeah, she will protect her and be her light and everything, but burning in relation to Yang also means consuming herself and self-harm and self-sacrifice. So she will burn literally, okay? She will consume herself literally for the sake of others, and especially for the sake of RWBY. And this will put her in more danger than she would be otherwise. So that's very interesting to keep in mind. Like the smell of a rose on a summer's day. This is, of course, we know this is a reference to Summer Rose, RWBY's mother, that died when RWBY was very young, and also Yang was just a child. And so Yang tries to be a pseudo mom, a stand-in mom for RWBY. And she loves RWBY not just like a sister, but even at some point like a mother would, because she had to care for RWBY. Like a big sister, yeah, but also trying to fit and fill the role of a mother. And this is important because Yang didn't really know her own mother, because her mother left when Yang was born. So she doesn't have a role model, but she's in a position where she wants, or like even if she doesn't want, she's kind of forced by the circumstances to be a stand-in mother for RWBY. So it's a very complex relationship of love, and we will see some of it in the show. Not everything, I think. Some of it was cut, or they couldn't really show it to us, but at least in this song, it's very obvious. And of course, Yang is inspired by Goldilocks as a character, but here it's more like a King Midas. But I don't think it's supposed to be like the curse aspect of the King Midas power. It's just, I will make your life the best possible ever. Probably the overprotectiveness could be, thought as a kind of curse, because the life that's all gold doesn't show anything bad, and so you don't really appreciate for what you have. Or maybe it's all like fake, but I don't think this is how we should interpret this. I think this is just the good intentions from Yang just pouring out of her heart. And this is also freedom, which is another big part of Yang personality. She wants to be free for everything. She doesn't want to be shackled to anybody or anything.
Every heart just beaming, every sky turns blue. I'm so happy just to have you here. Smiles bringing sunshine, worries disappear. When the days turn dark and we start to fall, I will pick you up and we will fix it all.
Okay, how was it? I will pick you up and we will fix it all. This is something that foreshadows an arc for Yang, because she will not be able to fix everything. There are some things that are permanent and leave a scar, leave a trauma, leave a feeling, an emotion, or something physical that cannot be fixed. You can only deal with it, you can only metabolize it, you can only realize that it has happened. You have to go on even if you cannot fix that, because not everything is fixable. You cannot go back in time. No matter how much you try, you cannot go back in time. problem with this kind of thinking or approach is, okay, I've got you. You'll never be harmed, but who is looking over Yang? Like she doesn't care about the fact that RWBY might want to shield her too. And so she's just saying, okay, I will protect you no matter what, but RWBY will also say, oh, no, I want to protect you, sister. You shouldn't sacrifice for me. I can deal with things on my own. And so this is a part of the relationship that they will have to discuss and fix and deal with.
I'm close by. I'll stay here. Through all things, I will be near.
But this is good. Like, I will not always be there because, like, that's not healthy. I will be near, which is exactly what it's, you know, good. You need for RWBY to do experiences and to know people, to do mistakes, even to make mistakes and stuff. But you will have to be near to intervene if things go overboard and out of control. Of course, we know that she will not be able to intervene in everything because there are things that are way bigger than what Yang can handle at any point in the series.
Close your eyes, don't you cry. Love's around you, in time you'll fly. Don't you worry about love, don't you worry. Love in my heart never fails. I will forever keep you safe and keep you safe and warm. On the summer's day, you'll feel and take all your fears away. With the touch of my hand, I will turn your life with the touch of my hand, I'll turn your life to gold.
Okay? This was the Gold lyrics analysis and reaction. Let us go back to the wiki page and let's check out the trivia. Trivia. This song was uploaded onto SoundCloud as a donation incentive for Rooster Teeth Extra Life charity stream. This song was used for John's rig testing, the first non-canon video to be released to the public. Okay. So it was just okay, don't mind me, just testing John's new rig. It's a John, you know, dance animation thingy. Jeff Williams confirmed in an interview that Gold is about Yang attempting to cover for RWBY after the death of Summer Rose. Oh, okay, this is even bigger than what I thought it was. The lyrics mention the smell of a rose on a summer's day, which is reminiscent of the name of RWBY's mother, Summer Rose. Yeah. The song was featured in the Yang versus Tifa episode of that battle, playing during the results after Yang's victory. Oh, Yang won versus Tifa? Okay. Gold is the first song Casey seemed to just be like, I got this, it's mine. Gold is similar in key and BPM to Don't Go Breaking My Heart by Elton John and Kiki D. I have not heard that. Okay, this has been a very interesting episode, guys. I've been pretty happy with what we have done today. I've been pretty happy with what we've seen today. I think this is it for today. We are gonna wrap it up. Please leave feedback in the comments behind. Hit the like and subscribe button if you like this video, and we will see each other on the next episode of my RWBY reaction and analysis series. See you to the next video.